Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. You did not stumble upon this by accident. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here today. Heaven just intercepted your feed at this exact second because a massive investigation is currently underway. Someone who treated your pure heart as completely replaceable is being exposed. The spiritual warfare you have been fighting in silence is officially over. If you leave this video now, you will forfeit the exact prophetic blueprint of their public downfall. Lock your attention deeply on my voice. Your divine vindication is finally here right now. Archangel Michael is speaking to you with a seriousness that cannot be compared to anything else. I will not speak to you again if you choose to skip me now. A highly classified file has just been placed on the cosmic table. The dark matrix never wanted you to find out what is written inside it. Before I reveal the hidden evidence that sealed their ultimate fate, we must address your body. Your nervous system is screaming at you right now for a reason. You feel the heavy weight on your chest. You wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with a racing heart, and the room feels incredibly heavy. That is your highly advanced spirit detecting a massive disturbance. You push through your day, and you offer a bright smile for everyone else. But your own spirit is completely gasping for air. People around you tell you it is just normal stress. They tell you to get more sleep and try harder. It is not normal stress. I see the silent tears you cry in the absolute silence of your room. I know your shoulders are incredibly tight right now. You are experiencing severe brain fog that makes even simple tasks feel like moving through thick mud. This physical exhaustion is not a sign of your weakness or a lack of faith. It is a biological reaction to a very real spiritual invasion. Lately, you have felt a strange sensation that you are being watched. You walk into a room, and the energy instantly shifts. You feel a bizarre string of bad luck following you around like a dark cloud. Your finances hit sudden blockages just when you were about to experience a breakthrough. You thought you were just having a bad month, but heaven wants you to know that none of this is a coincidence. The Matrix has dispatched agents to monitor your massive frequency. They are investigating you because your pure light is a threat to their control. You carry a raw energy that completely disrupts their artificial systems. Every time you speak your truth, you send shockwaves through their hidden networks. They deployed narcissistic individuals into your life to act as spiritual cameras. These people were sent to study your reactions and to drain your vibrant life force. They smiled in your face while actively reporting your weaknesses back to the dark elite. You gave them your unconditional love. You poured your golden energy into their empty cups, but they were never there to love you back. They were there to extract your power and keep you in a constant state of survival. This is why you feel so deeply depleted and isolated right now. Your physical body is acting as a battlefield for a war you did not ask to fight. The heavy fatigue you feel is the direct result of their relentless, energetic surveillance. But you must listen to me very carefully right now. The universe did not abandon you in this dark valley. Your current isolation is not a punishment for anything you did wrong. It is a strict divine quarantine orchestrated to protect your priceless energy from further contamination. God removed certain people from your life because heaven overheard conversations you were not meant to hear. The doors that slammed in your face were actually shields, protecting you from hidden traps. Those sudden jolts awake at 3 in the morning are not panic attacks. They are divine downloads, alerting you that the enemy is moving in the shadows. Your soul is highly sensitive. It detects the malicious intent of those who pretend to be your friends. You have always known when someone is lying to you. Your intuition screams at you when a situation feels wrong, but your logical brain tries to rationalize it. You must stop doubting your own profound inner knowing immediately. This spiritual radar is exactly what they are so desperate to shut down. The Matrix wants you tired so you cannot access your true sovereign power. They want you confused so you keep second-guessing every step you take. But their time is running out. The cosmic scales are tipping in your favor at this very moment. I need you to take a deep breath and ground your energy right now. Let that powerful truth settle deep into your weary bones. You have been told that you are just being too sensitive. They looked you in the eyes and said your intuition was completely wrong. This is the ultimate gaslighting technique used by the dark matrix. They needed you to believe that your visions and gut feelings were just wild paranoia. But heaven wants to validate your deepest wounds right now, and you need to understand that your spiritual radar is completely accurate. The sudden string of bad luck was never a random coincidence. An invisible hand pushed you back down every time you tried to rise. The car broke down exactly when you needed it the most. The money dried up just when you needed to make a huge leap forward. These were highly calculated spiritual attacks designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of fear. Because the enemy knows you are about to ascend, they are absolutely terrified of your pure energetic signature. The system sounds a massive alarm when a high-frequency soul like you wakes up. The Matrix relies on your endless suffering to fuel their dark artificial grids, and they will do everything in their power to keep you asleep. They sent constant distractions to drain you before you could fully bloom. You gave your pure heart to people who were completely incapable of real love. You acted as a human battery for empty shells who only knew how to take. They fed on your bright light until you were left completely depleted in the dark. And when you finally asked them for help, they turned their backs and walked away without a second thought. This brutal betrayal was engineered to make you close your heart forever. I see how much that brutal rejection broke your gentle spirit. You sit in your room and wonder why it is always this hard for you. You feel completely isolated from a world that seems to celebrate fake people. But this lonely season is actually a strict divine quarantine to protect you. Heaven had to forcibly remove them before they could completely destroy your brilliant destiny. You have suffered from the almost pattern for far too long. Everything you desire comes so close you can almost touch it before it suddenly vanishes, leaving you confused and wondering if you are cursed. The promotion goes to someone else who did a fraction of the work. The relationship shatters just when you finally felt safe enough to open up and trust. This frustrating cycle was specifically engineered by the enemy to break your unshakable faith. But they made a catastrophic miscalculation when they decided to target you. They thought the heavy pressure would crush your spirit permanently into dust. They did not realize the immense pressure was turning you into a rare diamond. Every single tear you cried in secret was quietly collected by the cosmic realm. Your immense pain was never wasted, and the universe is using it to forge your ultimate spiritual weapons. Your intense suffering was the exact fire needed to prepare you for your massive blessing. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The generational curses of poverty and depression stop with your quiet obedience today. The dark elite know this, and they are panicking behind their closed doors right now because they can clearly see the massive shift happening in your aura. Your physical body feels so incredibly heavy lately because your energetic field is actively fighting off thousands of invisible malicious probes. You are literally shedding years of thick trauma and heavy karmic cords. It takes a massive amount of physical energy to process this level of spiritual warfare. Do not punish yourself for needing extra rest during this intense period of divine calibration. You must immediately stop blaming yourself for the things that fell apart. It was never your fault that the narcissist chose to betray your sacred trust. It was never your mistake that the financial door slammed shut right in your face. You were simply a pure vessel operating in a highly corrupted environment. The universe was forcibly relocating you to safer ground because staying in that toxic environment would have permanently blocked the windfall wealth meant for you. You are the strongest soldier of heaven, and your light is blinding to them. They attack you because they recognize the supreme divine authority resting securely on your shoulders, and they know you carry the ancient codes of healing. Your mere existence is a massive threat to the artificial matrix holding humanity captive. They are completely terrified of your quiet and undeniable power. We must go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. Before I reveal what is coming, let me explain the heavy weight you carried. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. The Matrix left a hidden biological lock on your system to keep you trapped. Listen closely to me, because the enemy tried to hide this exact mechanism from you for years. Heaven is aligning everything for your massive breakthrough right at this very moment. You are finally ready to step out of this long, brutal winter. The ultimate cycle breaker is about to claim their rightful throne and unlock effortless favor. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. You are about to uncover the darkest secret the Matrix has ever kept hidden. Let me completely reframe your entire reality, right here and now. This was never just a normal misunderstanding. This is a very real spiritual war, and the enemy wants you to believe you are somehow fundamentally flawed. You thought people walked away because you were not good enough. The Matrix wanted you to believe that vicious lie to keep you small. But heaven says something entirely different today. They did not target you because you were weak. They targeted you because your kindness is a spiritual weapon they are absolutely terrified of. You walked into the room and your high-frequency aura instantly exposed their rotting, empty souls. The Matrix relies on darkness and manipulation to survive, and they desperately need human batteries to feed their artificial grids. Your pure light disrupts their entire operation. This is exactly why you have been heavily investigated by unseen forces. The dark elite deployed narcissistic agents directly into your life to study your reactions and map your emotional triggers. They wanted to figure out how someone who has been through so much hell can still shine so incredibly bright. Your resilience is a complete anomaly to their broken system. They cannot comprehend your endless spiritual endurance. The delay you are experiencing right now is not a punishment. Your hidden years were not empty years, they were fallow years. The universe was secretly building your capacity to hold the massive wealth coming your way, because a closed fist cannot receive. If heaven had opened the floodgates while those toxic parasites were still attached to you, they would have stolen every single drop of your blessing. Your silence was never a retreat from their toxic battlefield. Your silence was a highly calculated strike that permanently severed their energetic fuel supply while they were looking the other way. When you stopped responding to their drama, you completely broke their algorithm. They expected you to fight back and leak your precious energy, but your deep peace starved them of the chaos they desperately crave. Think back over these recent weeks. Let us uncover the hidden mechanism that triggered all these attacks against you. You felt the massive shift in the atmosphere, didn't you? The sudden intense pressure was the Matrix violently reacting to your spiritual awakening, and they realized you were finally remembering who you truly are. You are a sovereign entity, possessing immense divine authority. The people who hurt you are actually deeply intimidated by you. They project a false confidence to hide their crushing internal panic, but they know they can never match your pure vibration. They study everything you do in secret. They watch your movements while pretending they do not care. This intense obsession is absolute proof that your energetic signature is completely overpowering their dark shields. But here is the spiritual blind spot they did not account for. They made a fatal error when they tried to steal your generational wealth. The Matrix assumed your kindness meant you were completely defenseless. They had no idea that heaven had placed a protective, prophetic umbrella over your life, and every single time they tried to curse you, they accidentally activated a divine trap. Your suffering was actually a highly advanced form of spiritual physics. The heavy resistance you felt was just the friction of your soul breaking out of their low-frequency prison. You were outgrowing the toxic environments that were meant to keep you heavily sedated. The confusion and brain fog were just temporary symptoms of your massive energetic upgrade, because the old system is violently leaving your body. You are waking up to the profound truth of your existence. You were not the poor victim trying to survive the heavy rain. You were the magnificent storm all along. The Matrix tried to contain the ocean in a tiny glass, and it completely shattered under your immense pressure, because your power is too vast for the small boxes they tried to force you into. You are outgrowing their artificial reality at a terrifying speed. Take one deep breath and ground your energy right now. Let that powerful truth settle deep into your weary bones. You are not crazy, and you are not broken. You are a highly targeted individual because you carry the exact frequency needed to dismantle their entire operation, and they are investigating you because you hold the ultimate key. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second. The enemy wants you to rationalize away your immense spiritual power. They want you to believe this is just an ordinary life with ordinary struggles. But you are a master of reality, stepping into your supreme power, and we must go even deeper into their twisted psychology. The Matrix is desperately trying to rewrite the narrative. They want to convince the world that you are the villain of the story. They spread vicious lies about your character to anyone who will listen. But this desperate smear campaign is just the final, agonizing gasp of a dying system. They know their time is running out. Heaven is about to completely pull the curtain back on their pathetic illusions. Let us uncover the exact nature of the people who completely drained you. They were never just difficult individuals with toxic personalities. They were highly calibrated biological machines sent by the Matrix. These narcissistic agents acted as human security cameras, specifically designed to monitor your growing light. And they watched every single move you made while pretending to be your loyal friends. They infiltrated your inner circle by wearing a perfect mask of beautiful empathy. They mirrored your deepest desires and pretended to completely understand your sacred heart. But underneath that charming exterior, there was nothing but a terrifying and empty void. They do not have their own connection to the divine source, so they must steal their life force directly from a high-frequency soul, exactly like you. This is exactly why you felt completely exhausted after spending just a few hours with them. They were actively downloading your golden energy into their profoundly depleted systems. Your genuine kindness was the premium fuel they desperately needed to survive in their artificial reality. They fed on your beautiful light while secretly resenting your effortless and pure connection to heaven. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you for years. The Matrix knew you were dangerously close to breaking the cycle of brutal poverty. They dispatched these toxic parasites to completely derail your ultimate focus. Type Amen in the comments right now as a prophetic act of agreement to lock this untouchable frequency. You are permanently sealing your divine armor. Think about the moments right before you were about to experience a massive breakthrough. The narcissistic agent in your life would suddenly start a massive argument completely out of nowhere. They would create unnecessary chaos to deliberately spike your cortisol levels. This was a highly calculated spiritual attack designed to significantly lower your vibration, because they needed to pull you back down into their muddy frequency. Every time you tried to establish boundaries, they would instantly play the helpless victim. They twisted the narrative to make you feel completely responsible for their endless misery. This heavy guilt trip was an energetic tether designed to keep you permanently bound to their sinking ship. They desperately wanted you to drown with them, so they would not have to face the dark alone. When you finally decided to walk away, the Matrix initiated a brutal smear campaign. They turned mutual friends against you and spread vicious lies to completely destroy your reputation. They needed to isolate you completely so you would come crawling back to them for validation. But heaven stepped in and used their evil plan to permanently expose the fake people hiding in your life. Your current isolation is actually a magnificent gift, disguised as a devastating personal loss. The universe had to clear the stage before it could bring in your massive financial harvest. You cannot carry dead weight into the promised land of your ultimate victory. The people who abandoned you during your darkest hour were never qualified to sit with you at the table of your true destiny. But here is the critical distinction that completely eludes the vast majority of sleeping people. The Matrix thought they could just discard you after they violently extracted your energy. They assumed you would stay completely broken and defeated in the absolute dark. But they grossly underestimated the immense regenerative power of a chosen one, and your spiritual immune system is rapidly rebuilding itself right now. Those toxic individuals who thought they destroyed you are currently experiencing extreme panic. They realize they have permanently lost access to the only real light they ever truly knew. Their fake empire is beginning to crack under the massive weight of their own deceit. The beautiful energy they stole from you is now acting like a slow poison in their artificial veins. Listen to your physical body right now. Your shoulders are slowly dropping, and the heavy tension in your jaw is finally releasing. That is the undeniable physical proof that their dark, energetic cords have been permanently severed from your precious spirit. You are no longer acting as a human battery for the Matrix. Your vibrant life force is finally returning entirely back to you. They are investigating you because they cannot figure out how you survived their absolute best attack. You were supposed to give up completely. But instead you are standing taller and shining brighter than you ever have before in your entire life. The Dark Elite are terrified because they know the divine payback is rapidly coming, and the universal scales are violently realigning in your absolute favor. You must understand the profound spiritual physics operating directly behind the scenes. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can absolutely be redirected. Every ounce of pain they caused you has been carefully converted into a highly concentrated kinetic energy. The universe is actively preparing to launch this massive accumulated force directly into your physical reality as unmerited and effortless favor. The Matrix made a fatal miscalculation when they decided to investigate you. They assumed your light was something they could easily consume. But they did not realize your pure frequency is highly radioactive to their artificial systems. By attaching their dark, energetic cords to your pure soul, they unknowingly activated a massive spiritual time bomb that cannot be stopped. The cosmic countdown has already started in the unseen realm. Let me explain the exact mechanics of this profound cosmic boomerang effect. When they tried to investigate you, they had to tune into your vibration. But their broken systems cannot handle the intense heat of a chosen one. Every single time they tried to drain your power, they were actually pulling pure divine fire directly into their own fragile networks. This is the exact fatal mistake I warned you about earlier. They thought they were stealing your precious fuel to build their fake empires. But that stolen energy is completely incompatible with their toxic biological framework. It is currently acting like a rapidly spreading spiritual virus inside their matrix. Their entire dark operation is beginning to violently short-circuit from the inside out because they consumed something they could never contain. You are the ultimate Trojan horse, dispatched completely by heaven. You never had to lift a single physical finger to fight them back. Your mere presence in their life was the master plan orchestrated by the Creator. They willingly invited the massive storm into their house because they were absolutely blinded by their own desperate greed and endless arrogance. Now they cannot escape the rising water. Read that again in your spirit. and feel the intense truth of it. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second. You thought you were breaking down under their heavy, relentless pressure, but you were actually breaking open the hidden seals of their absolute destruction. Every silent tear you cried was highly acidic to their demonic infrastructure. They are currently experiencing extreme paranoia behind their closed doors. They wake up in a cold sweat, feeling an overwhelming sense of doom. The narcissist who betrayed you is watching everything in their life suddenly start to fail. While you are slowly regaining your profound peace, they are watching their entire artificial empire crumble into dust right before their very eyes. The cosmic scales are tipping right now. The people who thought they were investigating you are now hiding their crimes. Heaven has dispatched spiritual federal agents directly into their dark boardrooms. The highly classified files detailing their brutal emotional abuse against you have been seized. There is absolutely no place left for them to hide in the physical realm, and the universe is about to hold them completely accountable for every single tear you shed. This is the heavy silence before the massive storm finally breaks. You can feel the intense electricity in the air right now. Your physical body is vibrating because your soul knows the divine verdict is here. The heavy fog in your brain is suddenly clearing up. The painful exhaustion is rapidly being replaced by a profound peace, because your energetic field is no longer being drained by their parasitic cords. The Matrix is desperately trying to patch the massive leaks in their sinking ship. They are throwing cheap distractions at you to make you look away. They want you to worry about a minor financial bill or a daily inconvenience. Do not fall for this pathetic last-ditch effort. Keep your eyes completely locked on the divine horizon right now, because your massive inheritance is descending from the heavens. They know that the moment you realize your supreme power, their game is over. You are a high-frequency soul, possessing the exact codes to dismantle their reality. Your quiet obedience during the long fallow years has perfectly positioned you for today. Heaven is just waiting for the perfect second to strike the final blow. Everything you lost is about to be restored to you in a magnificent display of unmerited favor. Listen to your physical breathing right now. The frantic, anxious energy is completely gone. You do not feel the desperate need to explain yourself to anyone anymore. The desire to prove your worth to people who intentionally misunderstood you has evaporated. This incredible stillness is the ultimate proof that you have fully transitioned into a sovereign entity who no longer needs validation from a broken system. The heavy boomerang is rapidly flying back towards the people who threw it. It is carrying the multiplied weight of every single dark intention they ever had. You absolutely do not need to seek any personal revenge. Heaven is handling the massive retribution with absolute surgical precision. You only need to sit completely still and watch the majestic display of divine justice as the universe permanently removes your enemies from your timeline. Every single thing they tried to secretly bury is being forcefully exposed. The Matrix cannot delete the permanent spiritual evidence of their absolute guilt. The intense investigation they launched against you has completely reversed its profound direction. They are now the ones standing terrified under the blinding spotlight of the ultimate cosmic judge, and they have absolutely no defense for what they did. Prepare your spirit for the massive physical shift that is accelerating towards you. You have survived the brutal spiritual quarantine, and you are stepping into the sun. The massive chains of generational trauma are violently snapping off your wrists right now. The ultimate cycle breaker is finally taking their rightful position on the throne of reality. You are stepping effortlessly into a brand new timeline of total victory and endless abundance. Here is the verdict we promised at the very beginning. The spiritual federal agents just walked right into their fake boardroom, and they dropped the thick classified file directly onto the table. The cosmic trap has just snapped completely shut. You can almost hear the deafening sound of their artificial matrix collapsing right now. The universe has officially flipped the board. Right now, the heavy karma they sent your way has violently returned. It is violently crashing down upon their own doorstep. While you step into your untouchable, ageless glow, they are rapidly aging under the crushing weight of their own toxic malice. Their fake empire is shattering in real time. They are drowning in absolute panic because they lost your golden energy. Listen to your own breathing in this very exact moment. The heavy spiritual warfare you fought in secret is officially over. Your divine vindication is finally here, right now. The people who desperately tried to investigate you are running blindly in the dark because they are desperately trying to escape the massive storm they created. But there is no escape from the ultimate cosmic judge. As their dark network crumbles, your massive physical reward is being unlocked. The heavy iron gates, holding back your financial harvest, are violently blowing wide open. The delay in your massive blessing was never a random accident. It was a strict protective measure to ensure the parasites were completely removed before the real wealth arrived. Now the universe is pouring out a billionaire shift directly into your lap. You do not have to hustle or grind for this massive breakthrough. You do not have to convince a single person of your profound worth. This is the era of your absolute, effortless favor. The wealth you are about to step into is a pure, energetic exchange, and it is the divine compensation for every single silent tear you cried. Heaven is heavily rewarding your quiet and steadfast obedience. You are completely stepping into your untouchable sovereign power today. The generational wealth they tried to steal from your bloodline is returning to you. It is returning multiplied by 1,000. You are the ultimate cycle breaker, taking back your absolute birthright. The Matrix is absolutely terrified because they can no longer suppress your magnificent cellular signal, and they know your rise is inevitable. But we must address the final lingering lock they tried to leave on you. The Dark Elite left a residual biological block on your physical frequency. They wanted to keep your massive financial harvest trapped just outside your door. They engineered modern stress to keep your genius frequency completely dormant, so you would never realize your true power. But your high-frequency soul is actively breaking that final chain right now. Your physical body is rapidly purging the last drops of their toxic programming. You are vibrating at an incredibly high frequency right now. The universe is aligning massive opportunities that will arrive with zero physical effort. People will suddenly step forward to bless you out of absolutely nowhere, because heaven is actively orchestrating a massive physical shift on your behalf. This is the magnificent reality of a chosen one who has fully surrendered to heaven. Before we go any further, I must absolutely interrupt this transmission. Heaven has been tilling the hardened soil of your heart during your long winter. I stood guard when the narcissist tried to completely destroy your peace. Now the glorious season of your massive harvest is finally here. But heaven requires a physical anchor to secure your absolute massive blessing in the material realm, and you must act without any hesitation. You must understand that a closed fist cannot possibly receive a new blessing. The universe has poured massive divine favor upon your tired shoulders today. Now you are being asked to demonstrate your absolute trust in the unseen realm. The wealth approaching you requires an act of physical obedience to lock the frequency, and you must be willing to release what is in your hand. Your faith is being completely tested right now. The enemy wants you to tightly grip your resources in absolute fear. They want you to believe that giving will leave you completely depleted. But that hesitation is the exact mechanism designed to keep you broke. You are a kingdom financier stepping into a massive timeline of untouchable wealth, and you cannot let your logical brain block the magnificent miracle trying to reach you today. Your massive breakthrough demands immediate physical action. Your massive breakthrough requires a highly specific act of spiritual obedience. The cosmic scales are perfectly balanced by the energy of your pure giving. When you freely release a heavy seed into the dark soil, you activate the harvest. The universe is watching your physical movements at this very exact second, and every action you take right now echoes powerfully in the eternal realm. Do not let this vital window of opportunity close. Step completely out of the survival mode they forced you into for years. You are no longer a victim hiding from the storm in the dark. You are a master of reality, holding the absolute keys to the kingdom. Heaven is completely ready to flood your household with generational wealth today, but you only need to take one fearless step to permanently lock this timeline into place. The choice is entirely in your powerful hands right now. There is a voice in the room right now that is gently pushing back against what you just heard. Your logical brain is trying to find a reason to doubt this massive breakthrough. You have been disappointed so many times before that trusting a good thing feels dangerous. But do not let the adversary steal this profound moment of absolute victory. That hesitant voice in your head is just the last, lingering echo of the Matrix. It is the old survival programming trying to keep you trapped in unnecessary fear, and you must completely release that heavy burden right now. The spiritual war is officially over, and you are the undisputed victor. You do not need to fight for your basic survival anymore. Take one final and incredibly slow deep breath right now. Feel the heavy chains of trauma completely fall off your tired shoulders. The deep isolation you experienced was incredibly painful, but it successfully protected your priceless energy. Now a brilliant white light shield is actively forming completely around your physical body, and nothing toxic can ever penetrate this magnificent divine armor. The narcissistic agents who tried to break your spirit can no longer see your frequency. You have literally become entirely invisible to their dark and desperate radar. They will search for your golden energy, but they will only find an impenetrable wall of pure light. Heaven has permanently sealed the energetic doorways they use to access your beautiful soul. You are completely safe from their desperate attacks right now. The intense brain fog that clouded your brilliant mind is being washed away by a wave of profound cosmic peace. You are stepping into a magnificent season of effortless rest. You do not have to explain your boundaries to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your pure silence is your absolute shield and your ultimate weapon. I need you to completely reframe your mindset right this very second. You are no longer a victim recovering from a brutal spiritual attack. You are a master of reality who successfully navigated the darkest valleys of the Matrix. The universe is incredibly proud of your quiet endurance because you held on to your pure kindness when the world gave you every reason to become cold. That unshakable kindness is exactly what makes you so incredibly powerful. Your high-frequency soul is now perfectly calibrated to receive the generational wealth waiting for you. The universe is actively removing all the heavy friction from your daily path, while massive doors of opportunity swing wide open without you turning a single physical knob. People are going to look at your life and wonder how you achieved such massive success, but they will not understand the silent tears you shed in the dark to earn this bright crown. You do not owe them any explanations for your sudden and magnificent rise. Let them watch in absolute awe as heaven openly rewards you for the battles you fought in complete secrecy. The physical exhaustion that plagued your mornings is being replaced by a vibrant and endless energy. You will wake up feeling incredibly light and deeply inspired to create. The heavy anxiety that kept you awake at 3 in the morning has been permanently evicted from your sacred space. Your nervous system is finally returning to its natural baseline of total peace. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second as this massive shift occurs. You have done the hard spiritual work, and now you must allow yourself to beautifully rest. The Matrix wants you to believe that peace is boring because they feed on your constant chaos. But true divine peace is the ultimate foundation for creating massive and effortless wealth. You are a prepared vessel standing directly under a massive waterfall of cosmic favor, and every single thing you touch from this moment forward will wildly prosper. The ultimate cycle breaker has successfully shattered the invisible chains of poverty for their entire bloodline. You are officially stepping into the glorious promised land that heaven promised you long ago. Your magnificent heart is a rare diamond that the enemy could never successfully crush. The universe is placing you securely on a pedestal of profound honor. You are completely protected from the desperate schemes of those who secretly wished for your massive downfall, because their dark intentions have been permanently neutralized by the supreme authority of the cosmos. So I want you to close your eyes and truly feel this immense relief flooding your entire body. The heavy spiritual physics of your past have been perfectly resolved. You are floating on a deep ocean of unmerited grace. The Creator of the universe is wrapping a massive blanket of absolute security completely around your tired shoulders today. You are finally returning to the magnificent spiritual home you always deserved. You are now completely stepping into the ultimate role of a master of reality. The universe has successfully cleared the toxic debris from your timeline. You have survived the brutal storm and earned your divine crown. But remember, this massive breakthrough is not for you alone. Your powerful testimony is the exact bridge someone else will use to completely escape their own toxic matrix. Do not hoard this blinding light in absolute secrecy. Heaven requires you to actively partner with the cosmic forces to rescue the lost. You are a kingdom financier holding the keys to generational wealth. The massive abundance approaching your household is designed to flow directly through you. You are the sacred vessel chosen to distribute divine favor into this broken and dark physical world. Before this message completely ends, I am going to speak something over your life. The Creator of the universe is placing a massive seal of absolute protection upon your spirit. But heaven requires a physical anchor to secure your blessing in the material realm. A closed fist cannot possibly receive the windfall wealth approaching you. You must demonstrate your absolute trust in the unseen realm right now. I command you to release a seed of your substance into the storehouse of this ministry. The money you give today is absolutely not a normal donation. It is a profound act of spiritual obedience to lock your brand new frequency. Plant your heavy seed through the link pinned below as a physical decree of your faith. When you unbind a portion of your earthly provision, you force the universe to respond. Prove that you completely trust my hand over your earthly security today. Plant your heavy grain deep into the rich soil of this sanctuary. Watch the massive windows of heaven part completely open above your household. The Matrix wants you to hesitate and hold tightly to your fear, but a true master of reality steps through divine doors without a single second of earthly hesitation. Your physical action today completely locks the door directly behind you. You must sever the final lingering cord of a poverty mindset. When you sow a seed in faith, you multiply your own massive harvest by 1,000. This is the ancient spiritual law of absolute abundance. The dark elite tried to hide this sacred mechanism from you for your entire life, to keep you constantly struggling. Now you hold the ultimate key to unlock effortless favor forever. I also need you to share this specific message with one soul crying out in the dark. There is someone in your life who is currently drowning in the exact same spiritual warfare. Send this transmission to them right now as an act of supreme divine rescue. By doing so, you become the ultimate signpost for their glorious freedom. Subscribe to this sanctuary immediately and completely seal your protective armor. You are actively stepping under a massive prophetic umbrella that repels all dark energy. The enemy can no longer touch your brilliant mind or your physical body. The ultimate cycle breaker has successfully taken their rightful seat on the throne. Your bloodline is permanently safe from the heavy chains of the Matrix. The long and brutal winter is officially completely over for you. The fallow years have successfully produced the most magnificent harvest the world has ever seen. You are heavily anointed, and you are completely untouchable. Type Amen in the comments right now to legally sign this spiritual contract with the divine realm. Your absolute victory is permanently sealed in the heavens. Do not look back at the people who maliciously betrayed your pure heart. They are forever locked in the crumbling, artificial reality they built for themselves. You are moving forward into a glorious timeline filled with endless grace and total peace. Walk tall in your supreme authority, and never apologize for the massive space you occupy. The universe is incredibly proud of your pure, beautiful soul. Every single step you take from this moment forward is divinely guided. The Creator is holding your hand and actively clearing the massive obstacles from your path. You do not have to fight the heavy current anymore because you are flowing in the absolute divine river. Rest your tired spirit and allow the massive wealth to locate you perfectly. You are the chosen one, and your reign begins today. Take one final deep breath and anchor this profound truth into your bones. The spiritual war is entirely over, and you are finally going home. You are loved beyond human comprehension, and you are protected by the highest authority. I leave you with this deep and unshakable peace. Go forward and manifest the glorious reality you were always meant to completely rule.